And some of you have already heard that I packed up the pump machine. And yes, I did. As much as I hate to do it, I have to for the winter. There's the cabinet. I've got it under a tarp, kind of shielded off. Got the pads on the sides, because it's really the only way it would fit. And there's the marquee, NX Absolutes at Lewis. And that's a BC-35 bill changer. Actually, it's a BC-35M bill changer. I got that for $700 off of location. One of the best working BC-35s I've ever seen. Also, quite possibly the nicest looking BC-35 I've ever seen. But aside from that, I went to an arcade auction a couple of days ago and managed to pick up that bad boy right there. That is a BC-3500 changer. And I also got that thing right there. I was posting on Facebook about that one for a while. That's probably the most important thing. But some people, many people, no, just joking. Some people were wondering exactly how these sons of bitches work. And I was talking with Brian Ho, and I realized that he didn't understand it either. He'd never seen the inside of one. So I'm going to fire this thing up and show you roughly what is going to happen. Control computer's booting. While it's booting, the do not use light is on, and now it's functional. So here's the first thing you do is you run your 5. This is the part you always see. That's what you don't see. Push the heat on. From there, it tries to. I have it set to try to feed off of this one that's not actually going. Let me pull up some extra light. That spinning thing right down there in the center of the screen turns that right there in the center of the screen now, which in turn churns tokens up that. You see the little snake pattern right there? Brings them up the snake pattern, and drops them through the little hole right there and into that sensor in the back with the red light. From there, it drops from the sensor down into the hopper, which is what you heard, that tick you heard of, which is the solenoid that pulls that off. It's all controlled by the computer. Since I put a 5 in, it's set to try to give me 20 tokens or whatever out of that hopper right there, which isn't even attached. So now I'll show you a fully functional one, because in those 2 hoppers I have Namco tokens. I will switch over to system check, temp counters. I'm sure there's some operators out there that would absolutely murder me for showing everybody this, but they can go screw themselves. This is how you set up your pay. You can cycle through. Yes, this thing takes 20s even. 1, 2. 1, 2. 0. So for a $1 bill, 2 quarters out of that one, 2 quarters out of this one. Moving on to the 5s. Push that up to 10. Push that up to 10. Push that down to 0, since we're not going to be using the hopper on the right. Move on to the 10s. Push that up to 20. Yes, you have to hit the button each time. Leave that at 20, drop that to 0. And when you move on to the 20s, it just copies it. Drop back out of programming mode. Storing your data, and it's ready to rock. So we'll go right back through the process again. $5 bill, nice new one. Feed it in. Validates. Pack. Didn't load anything. That time it loaded all the tokens. So we'll run it through one more time. Get that out of the way. Run it through one more time and it'll feed out 20 tokens. And that's how a bill changer works. Obviously, there's more logic to it. I honestly don't know what the computing is down there, and I really don't care. But you know, it's most of the modern, or most of the row stuff works on that setup. There's other hopper types where they still feed through, but it's still the basic premise where it moves the tokens around, counts them out, preps them for the next thing. So if I actually wanted to, at this point, I could grab my 5 out of there, feed it back through the bill changer, and once it vends those other 20 tokens out, I can shut it right off and empty the whole thing out. But there's a nice little briefing on how a bill changer works, and if people want to, I can get a picture of that snake track on that one, because this one doesn't seem to want to work. All right, that's enough of that.